You're about to find out how broadcasting on the net is radically changing the way that companies communicate with their investors. You can reach a much wider audience and you can broadcast material of a quality that you might not have thought possible. Everyone you want to see your presentation will be able to do so. Take a look at this, a synchronised investor presentation as it appears on W.S. Atkin's website.
We've put our pretty significant cash funds to good use during the year with the acquisition of Lambert Smith Hampton and Benham. And the last point I'd like to make on this slide is that we have increased our dividend cover slightly from 2.5 to 2.6 in line with our intention to move it towards 3 as we want to retain more profit for investment in the business going forward. If we look at the financial record since we floated in 1996, you can see that we've achieved a compound annual growth rate in turnover and operating profit of between 22 and 25%.
As you can see and hear, the picture and sound are both of broadcast quality. And all the skills needed to create and broadcast a presentation like this are part of the package service. That's filming, production, encoding, uploading, site maintenance, all included. And it goes beyond synchronised webcast. You can use this technology to talk to analysts whenever you like, to other investors perhaps, your own staff even. Here's how PricewaterhouseCoopers put all this to good use.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm very pleased to see you all here this morning, and I hope you've had a good breakfast at the Oxo Tower. And also good morning to everybody who's out there on the web broadcast that's happening right now. Just so to explain some of the things that are going on this morning, what you may not have seen, there's a van outside, and that van is actually broadcasting to the web live. Several of you who not those here today, but some of you said that you couldn't come, so what has happened is that you're actually linking in to the web and looking at what you see. You see me in one box on the side, on your web page, and you see the PricewaterhouseCoopers slide on the other side.
A really good example there of how a simple webcast enables PricewaterhouseCoopers, a major multinational, to communicate with both its clients and its own staff. Here's PwC's e-business expert on the uses to which they're putting this technology now and in the future.
Webcasting is important for PwC because it's not only the audience of our own people, but also external. So if it's good enough for us, it's really good enough for our clients. So in the last 9 months, having started really with a client event, we've gone internal, if you like, and now we've gone back external as well. And the feedback, again, from our clients is very, very positive. They like to see it. In some cases, they'll get a load of their clients in a room just to listen to the topic that might be coming up, because we're intending, as we always do, to come up with something that's very topical, that's something that's going to be a point of view about something. It's not us just talking generally about e-business or whatever. It might be the latest results of a survey we've done and so on. So I think that the real key thing is this is going to be one of the key tools for us in the future in terms of communication, how we interact with our people internally and to our clients.
It's Bill Bound, who's head of e-business for PricewaterhouseCoopers. Perhaps you still need convincing. Perhaps you still think the best way of doing things is to book a drab room somewhere in the city and herd a load of analysts in there. Well, let this man put you right. Chris Frampton, who's boss of MediaWave. I spoke to him earlier. What's the problem with doing corporate presentations in the time-honoured fashion?
The problem is people don't turn up. There's always something else going on. At worst possible cases, your competitors are actually doing an event themselves. Where we come in is we deliver that audience wherever they are. We make it easy for people to see the broadcast. We make it easy for the company to do the broadcast as well. So we feel that we enable companies to get an audience.
So effectively you've got your own corporate television channel for a while and anyone in the world can see this?
Yeah, absolutely, without any of the infrastructure or a fraction of the cost. But also it's your own press, it's your own ability to distribute physical copies through downloads and things like that. That's why the web's so popular.
And what about investors want to put their questions to whoever's speaking remotely?
That's entirely up to the speakers and how they want to field the questions. Obviously, you've got the opportunity, you can use email questions and filter those and feed those.
But there's a facility for doing
beforehand.
that?
Yep, you can have email questions, you can have a chat session running, which people can use and online, and you can monitor that. We can even integrate telephone calls, so you can hear over the internet broadcast those telephone questions. And of course, there's questions from the venue as well.
I imagine it's quite intrusive. It's going to be like the remake of Ben-Hur, people running around with lighting and cables and whatnot.
No, it's not. It's actually not complicated at all. Because we supply the whole package, people are hardly aware often that it's happening at all. We work very, very hard to keep a low profile, so the presenters themselves feel very, very relaxed, and that's when they give the best performance.
The web's a big place. How do people find it? How do people find the information they need?
The thing is that investors are really quite smart. They know where they need to go to get information about your business. The trick is to make sure that that information is where they're going to look. One of the key areas, if investors know your results are coming out, is to put it onto your own website. But obviously there's some information sites out there that work very well to aggregate content and information, and investors know where to find those, and we work with those companies both to make sure it looks good on your own site and it gets out to a wider audience too.
I suppose if you know who the interested parties are, you just email them the details, they click through, and Bob's your uncle.
In an ideal world, if you've got those email addresses, that would be fantastic. I mean, typically you don't have email addresses of every single person that's likely to invest in your business, but you can put things in place. You can, using those portal sites, you can promote the thing beforehand. You can send out information packs, you can send out invites and letters, and obviously you know who the key investors are that you want to attract anyway.
All the volume of material that you're filming and recording, does that not clog up the company's own website, if you like?
It would do if you were to broadcast from that company's website, because they're not geared up for doing that huge volume of visitors that you'll get when you put the thing online. We actually take all of that complexity away, and your web designers have to add one very simple link into the page, and then everything else is back-ended onto our network itself.
And how long is it up and running for?
As long as you like, really. I mean, typically it's not going to be worth having after a month, but if it's something that's relevant for a whole year or for 10 years, we're quite happy to leave it to run.
So there you have it, a way of making the net work for you and your company, a way of communicating with investors and staff whenever it suits you, whenever it suits them, more importantly. www.mediawave.co.uk. Just click on it, it's coming up shortly.